Charlotte Linlin is one of the craziest characters in One Piece and is among the strongest in the series. During the Wano arc, Big Mom was very annoying and many fans didn't enjoy her performance. Big Mom has always been kind of insane even when we first met her, but this doesn't take away from the fact that she has shown insane levels of strength and durability. Today I'm going to accurately scale Big Mom because a lot of people downplay her strength way too much. One ridiculous take I love to see is that Big Mom is not Yonko material. Well, that's pretty much just not true, as she took on the strongest character we've literally ever seen, and her Haki is among the greatest in the series. Aside from the Yonko, there's barely anybody who has a chance of defeating Big Mom 1v1. So let's break down the facts on Big Mom. So I'm going to go ahead and point out that just because Big Mom has moments like these, it doesn't take away from her strength. I'm not going to focus too much on these moments because they don't really mean anything. This is a woman who can literally split the heavens, so I'm not going to use gags as an argument against her because that doesn't make any sense. So starting off with Portrayal, Charlotte Linlin has one of the most insane backstories. Her parents abandoned her on the island of Elbaf and she was huge. Unlike her parents, Linlin was abnormally large. She towered over her parents at 5 years old and over other children. So many people theorize that Big Mom is the result of a failed giant experiment by Dr. Vegapunk. But aside from headcanon, we know that Big Mom was so strong she was able to destroy Elbaf, and her rage sent shockwaves across the island. The Elder of Elbaf called her a disaster. Big Mom honestly has one of the most interesting backstories in One Piece. After eating Mother Carmel, Big Mom gained her soul abilities. So even as a young child, just like the other Yonko, Big Mom was said to have ridiculous amounts of power. Fast forward to the Rock's Pirates, we get a slimmer version of Big Mom, and this might be because she's a pirate and that forced her to get in shape. The Rock's Pirates were a formation of the strongest pirates Rox D. Zebek could find, and his strongest members included the likes of Whitebeard, Shiki, Kaido, and of course Big Mom herself. We don't know how she got tangled up with Rox, but we do know Rox values strength just like Kaido, so he probably saw Big Mom's powerful Haki and her insane physical power, and he decided to recruit her just like he did with Kaido. We learned from Sengoku that the Rock's Pirates were formed because of a big money-making scheme. And for whatever reason, it seems like Rox needed to form a powerful crew in order to create this operation. Now, skipping to the present day, Big Mom runs a crew that resembles a mafia. She has a better crime family than Capone Beji, if we're being honest. And in the Ace novels, her crew is actually described as a mafia. The Ace novel goes into detail about the Yonko empires, and it says Big Mom has the best intelligence network of all the emperors. And this actually makes sense because she was able to get information on the families of the Straw Hats and threaten their lives. She had a lot of intel on these people, and it's because she has a really good intelligence network, so we have to take that into account. Now, the only problem is that Oda makes Big Mom look like a idiot, so nobody even considers Big Mom as intelligent, but she actually is one of the smartest characters in the series. But I have to admit, Oda makes her look like a joke, and it's hard to take her seriously sometimes. We also see during the wedding, Sanji was going to be executed in a very mafia-like style, with the gun being shot at him and Big Mom pirates pretending to like the Vin Smokes for political reasons. She even tried to set up her daughter in marriage in order to gain military power with Elbaf. So Big Mom is very good at building empires, and to be honest, she might have the most impressive empire of all the Yonko. The Rock's Pirates were said to be the worst crew when it came to teamwork, so Big Mom likely formed her crew because she thinks family is the only people you can trust, just like Mother Carmel was family for her. When it comes to Big Mom's durability, we see during the Whole Cake arc, Capone Beji had to create an entire plan with the Straw Hats in order to actually injure Big Mom. The plan was to destroy Mother Carmel's photo, which would make Big Mom upset and it would weaken her defenses. If you watch my strongest Haki video, I explained that Big Mom is able to defend herself with Conqueror's Haki, which is why when Mother Carmel's photo is destroyed, she was very upset and released Conqueror's Haki and scraped her knee. When Big Mom instantly knocks out Luffy, the same way Kaido one-shotted Luffy at the beginning of Wano, it's pretty obvious to see she's using Haki as a defense. So when it comes to advanced Real Haki, there are multiple stages and uses for it. The second stage can be used both offensively and defensively, and we even see the admirals use it during the war. So I think Big Mom is using Conqueror's Haki offensively and defensively. And this would explain why Big Mom was able to be hurt by Queen and when she scraped her knee. Both of these times, Big Mom was not in her right mind, and that is why her defense was not working. So when it comes to Big Mom and her durability, she's easily the top 3 most durable characters in the entire series. So for right now, I got Kaido, Big Mom, and King when his flames are on as the 3 most durable characters we've seen so far. Now, moving away from Portrayal, let's talk about Big Mom's feats, because I think a lot of people overlook the things Big Mom has actually done. Alright, so to start things off, I'm gonna analyze the fight against Marco, because people wank this feat way too much. Marco never stood a chance, and Marco is winning against Prometheus, so some people think this means Marco is relative to Big Mom. Not even close. He literally says he has special Phoenix Flame properties. Marco has an advantage over regular flames. Brook did the same thing to Prometheus and Whole Cake because he has an advantage over over soul powers. Kinemon can cut fire and he cuts a boar breath, but he's obviously not relative to Kaido. Just because a character has an advantage doesn't mean they're the stronger character. And literally right after this, she grabs this dude by the neck and tells Perospero to kill him. But of course, Perospero is stupid and he gets attacked. I'm gonna be honest, Oda does not know what to do with Big Mom. And that sounds blasphemous, but Big Mom literally had Marco in a chokehold and randomly lets go of him. How did Marco even get out of this? And even when she had him in the chokehold, why didn't she use Advanced Conquers Haki? Why didn't she use her homies? Why does she refuse to attack Marco? Like, she's telling Perospero to attack him, but she has him in a chokehold. Now it sounds like I'm coping, but this is something that continues for the rest of the arc. Big Mom is literally used as a plot device. Even though she was able to beat up Kid and Law simultaneously, which by the way is another fight where she didn't use Advanced Conquers Haki, she defeated both of them at the same time, but she can't handle Marco? Like, there's things in the story in the Wano arc with Big Mom that genuinely upset me because they don't make sense. Now, some people have made the argument that Big Mom doesn't know how to control Advanced Conquers Haki. This is by far the dumbest take I've ever seen. She literally fought against Kaido for 3 days straight and split the skies. I don't know how anyone comes to that conclusion, but Big Mom definitely knows how to control her Haki. I don't know what story you're reading where you think she can't control it. In terms of physical strength, she's about equal to Kaido. The Ace novel even literally says that she's equal to Kaido. Even without involving outside materials, we can literally see in the manga and in the anime, they are relative in terms of physical strength because we see them clashing equally multiple times. This is what it means to be a Yonko. Even with her entire crew being at the bottom of a waterfall, even with amnesia, Big Mom walks into a Yonko's territory, takes a nap, and is completely unfazed because only Kaido is strong enough to actually challenge her. Now, I want to talk about the timeline of Big Mom because it is a little bit confusing. God Valley was 38 years ago. So this is the slimmer version of Big Mom, and she was like 30 years old at this time. So according to Sengoku, her and Kaido were not in their primes during this battle. Now we fast forward 20 years, Big Mom has her poneglyph stolen by Roger. It's safe to assume this is a prime version of Big Mom. Now the anime actually annoys me because for some reason the anime adds whatever it wants into the anime, and sometimes it makes zero sense. So the anime said Roger took Big Mom's poneglyph by force, but that's literally not what Roger said in the manga. It's clearly not how Big Mom describes it as well. Big Mom says Roger used the voice of all things to find her poneglyph and steal a rubbing. Thanks to the data book, we know she was in her pirate ship in an unknown location, and Roger still avoided actual conflict because Big Mom does not talk about it as if Roger came and defeated her. She says she made a mistake and he was able to copy it. And Roger himself doesn't even say he fought Big Mom in the actual canon manga. He literally says he stole it, right? Which actually lines up with what Big Mom said about the voice of all things. Now, I don't really know who's stronger between Big Mom and Roger. I would give the edge to Roger. I still think they're really close. I don't really see like that drastic of a gap between them. But anyway, moving on. Let's fast forward to the present day. She is competing with Kaido, a man who has feats comparable to Whitebeard and Roger, a man who's literally said to be the strongest in a 1v1 fight. And she's 68 years old, still insanely durable and still very strong. Okay, so for a quick side note, I want to talk about Big Mom's speed because a lot of people also assume that Big Mom is slow. Not really. I wouldn't say she's faster than someone like Akainu or Kizaru. The Admirals do seem to be a bit faster than Big Mom. That's a fair argument you can make. However, it's not a drastic difference in speed, and also I don't think it would matter at all because she can fight Kaido, and he honestly has speed feats comparable to Luffy, and they're both really fast in the world of One Piece. So I would say that Big Mom, while she looks slow, she's not actually slow, and her combat speed is relative to Kaido as she fought him for 3 days straight, right? So when it comes to speed, I'm not gonna say she's like super fast, but she should be able to hold her own against anybody in the series. Even against Kizaru, she should be perfectly fine because old Rayleigh and Marco were able to land attacks on Kizaru. Obviously Kizaru is still faster, but she should be fast enough to keep up and hold her own. Now when it comes to Haki, her Haki is still one of the most impressive in the series. She forced all these commanders to put earplugs in their heads and was able to one-shot Luffy by blocking his attack. The only damage she actually took that entire arc was from herself. Even when Jinbei lands a direct punch, it does nothing. He throws her into the water and she gets back up. She's like wet, but she doesn't really care. She's not seriously injured. In the Wano arc, we see her fight Kid and Law, and she's destroying them for the most part, even without using Advanced Conquers Haki. Even when Kid and Law get the upper hand, they still barely manage to defeat her. As she falls off while being completely conscious, she literally says, "This is not gonna kill me." So they didn't even actually finish her off, and she got hit with a bunch of bombs and was sent plummeting into Mount Fuji. However, this might not be the last we even see of Big Mom because the Big Mom pirates were spotted not too long ago by the world government. So who knows what's next for Big Mom, but all I do know is she's not to be overlooked. Big Mom is one of the strongest characters to ever exist in the world of One Piece. She sits in the group of people with advanced conquers Haki, and as Kaido said himself, those with advanced conquers Haki are the very strongest. And this is pretty obvious because only the Yonko and the Pirate King have ever split the sky, and we have other characters with advanced conquers Haki that are on the Yonko caliber or will one day reach that level. Oden got his life cut short, but had he been alive today, I think he'd be relative to Kaido. Yamato and Zoro are absolute monsters. Yamato will follow her father's footsteps and one day become the world's strongest creature, and Zoro obviously is going to become the world's strongest swordsman. So it's safe to say the advanced Conquerors Haki users are the strongest characters in the series, or one day will be. Big Mom gets clowned a lot, and Oda does a lot of questionable things with her character, I'm gonna admit that, but the fact is Big Mom is definitely top 10 strongest of all time. And that's all I got for today's video. If you guys agree with me, drop a like and leave a comment, and if you disagree, drop a like and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.